Hi everyone, I really hope you're enjoying this series so far of Netball Tonight. Now, the next two videos in the series are two of my personal favourites because we were lucky enough to be joined by Lewis Keeling, who is not only the co-founder of Knights Men's Netball Club, but he's also a pioneer in men's and mixed netball in the UK and has really worked hard to get the sport recognised for men. I really hope you enjoyed this chat with him. It's an interview we conducted during COVID-19 period, so we abided by social distancing guidelines and the interview was taken on a Zoom call. I really hope you enjoy the video.
Hi, I'm Lewis Keeling, manager and co-founder for Knights Men's Netball, and I play GS for our first squad. I got into netball through my sister-in-law. I moved to London, and she brought me down to a session of nets, which is a kind of netball variation, and I got into that, and I really enjoyed it, and I've played that up until a few years ago, and then I moved directly over to kind of regular sevens netball.
Can you tell me a little bit about what nets actually is and how that differentiates from netball?
Yeah, so nets is a different sport, but it could be seen as a version of netball. You use the same ball, and it's the kind of a lot of the same rules. The main point around it is that the main points are that there are 6 players on court. You can shoot from 2-pointers from outside the D, and the entirety of the arena is surrounded by a kind of stretch netting that you can pass the ball off. That's overhead, on the sides, etc. And I mean, you could run into the net and bounce off it if you wanted to. It's really tensile, so it'll pass the ball off it easily.
How did you form Knights? How did that happen?
So a bunch of us were playing kind of mixed netball, and we decided that there were pathways for our really talented women in our squads to progress, but there wasn't really a place for men's netball to go past that kind of top level social mixed. So we decided to create a men's team, and just to see how we got on, really.
Amazing. So how long has Knights been going on for now?
So Knights has been open for 2 years. We're just at the end of our second season. We started out playing against kind of mid-range women's clubs, and started to build from there. No assumptions. We didn't know how it was going to go. Obviously, a few of us had played nets at a high level before, but other than that, we just thought, well, this might be a way to get men's netball on get it out there.
Amazing. Yeah, so kind of one of those points is that men's netball isn't really on the map, obviously, as much as women's is. So have you found any kind of challenges with putting men's netball on the map?
I think maybe at first it seemed challenging to try and get people involved and get people interested, but I think that was more our perception than anything. In our original trial, we hoped we'd get 14 guys down there. We had 7 signed up that we knew would be good players, but we got 36 turn up to the first trial, and we were kind of amazed that it was going so well, and we almost had enough for 2 squads straight away. So it's been pretty good on that front.
Amazing. So you haven't had any trouble with kind of the whole stigma, I guess, around men playing netball?
I don't think within London. I think some of the guys who are outside of London have struggled with it a bit. I mean, some of our social media and some of our articles that we've been involved in, etc. If you read in the comments, you'll get those kind of comments from people. But ultimately, you get that on anything you do when you put yourself out there, and you're doing something different to the norm.
So obviously, Knights is a really well-established team now. So how did you progress to playing some of the amazing Super League teams?
Well, I think we were really lucky. We were kind of progressing through playing exhibition games and training games against some of the women's teams out there, and we kind of got to kind of Prem 2 level, and we were playing some of those teams, and results were going okay, and I think it was good training for them, and we were getting good feedback. And at that point, we engaged with an organisation called Matchroom, who run the British Fast Fives tournament every year, and just sent them a bunch of information about Knights and asked if there was a possibility of being part of that tournament as a exhibition game. And they came back to us a couple of weeks beforehand and said they had a slot for us in between the semi-final and the final, which was just unbelievable because it was going to be hosted in the Copper Box in front of 7,000 people, which was pretty amazing. And off the back of that, we got offered training games for Fast Fives against Storm and Seven Stars. Those happened before the tournament, and then after the tournament, we were really lucky to get Manchester Thunder come forward and offer us a full 7-a-side game, exhibition game up at their venue up in Manchester in front of a big crowd. So
amazing. So what's kind of the most recent thing that you guys have done, like played teams and stuff like that?
Well, we've been lucky since Thunder. In our first year, we played every single Super League team apart from Sirens, just because of the distance. But in our second season, the transition has been brilliant. We've much more moved away from, well, not moved away from, but had many more exhibition games. So we've had, I was counting the other day for a season review that we did, we had 17 exhibition games this season. So against pretty much all of the Super League teams. The biggest one probably was being invited down to Bath for the big showdown, where they had the 5 Super League teams and us, and it was kind of live on Sky TV, and it got great coverage. So that was amazing to be part of.